Hi guys, so today we've brought Luke Cartledge in from Pro Street Towing and Transport for a bit of an interview to have a chat about his interest in the car scene, what he owns. We'll go through his business and all about himself. So welcome Luke, thanks for joining us.
How are you?
Good mate, good. So Luke's very well known in the scene, particularly for his VL. So his VL Calais quite well known in the scene, known for the plates TAP355. Is not only the owner of the VL Calais, but he's brought in his Tuff LC Tirana that sits behind him today. Tuff Streeters will be running our first event, Locked and Loaded, on April 30th, which Luke's all about. So Luke's actually going to make an appearance at our first event. He's going to give us a hand. He's going to have his towing business in the background, just if there's any cars that need to come off the track. Luke's also planning on bringing maybe both his cars? Or?
Yeah, initially I said to Jace I was going to bring definitely the VL, but I'll probably bring the VL and the Tirana, and I might even have something else by then. It's still 2-3 months away, so knowing me, I might have something else, but yeah, I'll bring whatever and just do whatever. So whether it's show and shine or the power skids or the roll racing and that. So the Tirana's probably good in the roll racing, the VL's probably going to be alright at power skids, so see how we go, have a bit of fun. So
yeah, it'll be a good event, so we're looking forward to it. I'm sure you're looking forward to bringing the car down to something. So
yep, no, I'm actually hanging for it. It's good to see stuff like this sort of starting to happen in Melbourne. It's what the Tuff Streeters are doing now. It's going to be good. It'll take off. Melbourne, Victoria, even for that, needs it. We've got Heathcote and that's kicking off now with the drags and stuff, but people are into this sort of stuff as well. So it's, you look at every other state, like Adelaide's got roll racing, Sydney, Queensland, all that. They've all got power cruises all the time and stuff like that. And we actually, or me and my family, we actually thought about moving to Queensland because of the car scene, last year, because it was a little bit dead in Melbourne, and up there it's grouse. Every weekend there's something on. Yeah. So I'm actually really looking forward to events like these. Yeah, coming back.
What got you into cars and your passion for cars?
Probably just in the family, to be honest. I've just grown up around it since forever. I think when I was 2 weeks old was probably the first time I went out to the drags at Calder. My old man's been racing drag cars for probably 40 years now. Yeah, so I've just always grown up around it. Got into the drag racing, and then a couple of years ago sort of got a bit more into the street car scene, with the cars like this and stuff like that. And as I got a bit older and got my licence and everything, got into them, and yeah, just went from there. So
previous cars you've owned, first car you owned, is that something that got you into it as well? Have you got any regrets selling any cars that you had?
Well, I couldn't tell you every car I've owned, because we'd be till the end of the year. I reckon I've owned probably over 300 cars, and that's not even lying. I wouldn't say I regret selling some of my cars. If I didn't sell the cars, I wouldn't have what I've got today, because I've always sort of bought and sold a few cars here and there, and I just get bored of things. So I'll buy something, get bored of it after a couple of months, I'll sell it and buy something else. I do some cars I wish I kept, but I look back and go, if I had kept that, I wouldn't have what I got now. So yeah, no regrets, I guess you could say.
Oh, that's a fair point. I know a lot of people can relate to what you're like, so everyone in the scene's similar. All right guys, so we'll talk a bit about Luke and his VLs. So Luke is known for TAP355, but he's previously owned another VL which is famous in the scene, PRORB, which some of you might know. I'll get Luke to fill you in a bit about PRORB and time with that was, and then getting into TAP355, which he's now got, and it's got bigger and better mods, and he's taken it to some Nats this year. So yeah, we'll start with PRORB and give us a chat about what you've had.
Well, PRORB was, a lot of people probably know it was a blue VL Calais Turbo. Formerly was John Ricker's car. It was Jet GM, was previous to plates on it. I bought it off him years ago and went back to a single cam package in it, and out of the single cam we were making just over 700 kilowatt at the wheels. The best I ever ran in it was 850 down at Calder. That was on a not bad pass, but shut it off about 3/4 track because it split the rock cover gasket and sprayed oil in the exhaust and caught fire and smoked up a bit. So I shut it down and rolled through with an 850 at 129 mile an hour, I think. So that was probably on it. Probably should have went maybe 8.3 or something then. And then after that I sort of never really got back into it. I fixed the car and got it all back together and cleaned it up, painted the bay, went to Sydney Jamboree. Done all right there. I think we're running 870s, 880s all day. It was good fun. I did love that car. That's probably one car I kind of do regret selling. Yeah, I ended up selling it as a roller. I've still got the motor and box, and I've got plans to build another one. mean, PRORB will be back. I mean, it's just when. It's not if, it's when. So,
And
don't know what car it'll be.
I was going to say, so it's not necessarily a VL.
Don't know. It'll either be a VL or a Tirana. Not this one, but possibly an LC Tirana, but more than likely a VL. Yeah, you will see the plates back one day. So,
There you go, guys.
yeah.
So PRORB will be back. Just keep your eyes peeled.
Time was a big thing for me, and yeah, someone hit me up and desperately wanted the car, made me an offer. Yeah, with me, a lot of people know everything's for sale for the right price. So, for some reason, I let it go and sold it. I mean, I kick myself a little bit now, but you get that. So
You've still got the heart of it, so that's the main thing. You've still got part of it to keep and live on in the next car.
Yeah.
TAP355 is the next one that came along, I guess.
Yep. I actually had that car about the same time as PRORB. I bought that maybe 4 years ago. Same deal. I bought that as a roller off the original owner up in Sydney, in Wollongong up there. He had the car at Summernats for years, and it was a very well-known car. For the price, I just couldn't say no. So I always loved that car. I mean, that was one of my favourite cars. I've always loved gold VL Calais. When I first got into VLs, had a few of them. Then when I got offered this car, I just sort of couldn't say no. So had to make it happen. Found the money, went and bought it, and the car actually sat in my garage just on jack stands with a cover on it for, I think it was just on 3 years. And it was only about 6 months ago we finished up the motor, just a 355 stroker. Finished that up, dropped it in, wired it up, plumbed it up, got it running, and hasn't missed a beat since. So yeah, I love that car.
Jump on it, have a look at TAP355. I think he's got it on his Instagram.
Yeah, there's an Instagram page for it and that. So
Yeah, so who doesn't love a VL Calais? You recently just went down to Summernats 34, I think it was,
yep.
2022.
We're up there about 2 weeks ago now, I think it was. So that was it was a good event. So
And I did hear that TAP355 came through with a bit of a prize or a top 40, I think, or something.
She's done all right. So I entered it. I mean, I had a few mates of mine and that said, "Oh, why didn't you enter it in the judging thing?" And I've never really been a showy sort of person. I mean, my cars are clean, but I personally don't think they're show cars. I know all the little faults, but I had quite a few mates of mine actually. Even one of my old man's mates who polished it all up and detailed it for me the week before. Even he was on my back, and everyone was just saying, "Mate, it's a very clean car. Like, should enter it in the judging thing and that." So I went for just the lowest class, just the street class. So entered it in that, and the judges loved it. Had some good feedback and that, so I thought, oh well, maybe it'll do all right. And on the Friday, I think it was, Friday night, they sent me a message, said, you've made it into the show and shine, which is just like the street class thing. So had to park it up Saturday in the show and shine thing, and it just so happened on the Saturday we're in the top 60 for the elite cars. We're in the pavilion there, and just me and my missus were walking around having a look, and they'd done the presentation thing, and I was just standing there watching the presentation, and they said, the winner of the show and shine was me. So I wasn't expecting it by any means, but it was a bit of a surprise. So it was good to get some appreciation for the car, and
We've got this tough LC Tirana behind us. Tell us a bit about what you brought in for us today, and got this piece, or if you built it, or what's the history on it, mate?
Well, I bought this car pretty much as you see it. I mean, I didn't build it, so I can't take the credit for that. But I've changed a few things on it since I bought it. I mean, I bought it personally, was unseen. It came from Queensland. My old man was actually in one of the trucks. He was up in Queensland, so I got him to call past and to look at it for me. And he goes, "Yep." And he goes, "It's a nice car." He said, "If you don't buy it, I'm going to." So I said, "No, I'm buying it." And as soon as it rocked up at home on the truck, I was wrapped. So
your old man's got one as well, is that right?
Yes, my old man's got another purple LC, the same, and he's also got an orange LC as well. So he had a purple LC like this. It was actually a genuine GDR. His one when I was a little baby, and I've got photos of me hanging out the window of it. And I used to love, from what I'm told, used to love going down to the shops in it. And every time someone drove it, I wanted to be in it. So I've always had a thing for purple LC, 2 doors. So it's always been in the back of my mind. I've always wanted one.
The purple on this thing, I'm pretty sure it's a factory colour. Is that what you?
Yeah, it's a factory colour. It's called Plum Dinger is actually the name of the colour, so it's a bit of a funny name, but that's the name, and so it is a factory colour. It's not something you see every day. Like I mean the cars you don't see every day either, but it's not rarer, but it's not a common colour as opposed to your whites and reds and oranges and stuff like that. I mean, they all look mad in whatever colour, but I personally love this colour.
Yeah, so the Tirana looks really tough. Looks like it's got a 4-inch cowl on it.
So it's just 4-inch reverse cowl, just because it's got a small block Chev and stuff like that in it. So it's mostly kept under the bonnet, but just a little scoop because they're only a little engine base. So to fit it all in, you need something. And the reverse cowls, I mean, a lot of people don't like them, but me personally, I don't mind them. They look all right. and it helps with the heat as well from the engine. Lets a bit of heat out the back and stuff like that. So
if you got a big tub set up at the back, they sort of balance it out nicely on the front. So
it works with the theme. I think.
So that's the Pro Street look, and I love it, mate. I reckon it looks sick, and the GDR theme looks awesome on it. The black just gives it that extra zing with the purple. So it looks awesome, man. And yeah, what sort of diff and running gear you got in it? So you said it was a 350 Chev, but
it's got all the usual stuff. I mean, 9-inch mini tubs in the rear, stuff like that. So it's got a I think it's 9-inch rim under the back with a 275/50 ET street tyre. That's about as big as you can get under the Tirana without going full ridiculous tubs. So as for the motor, it's a small block Chev, stroke to 406 cubes. So it makes, I mean, I haven't had it on a dyno, so I can't tell you exact figures. I'm told around about the 700 mark at the flywheel, so it's pretty stout. I mean, it goes all right. It's got a power glide behind it, trans brake, all the usual stuff. So big converter in that. Had it out to Heathcote on Boxing Day. Took it up there and ran it. So ran 10.2 was the best I got out of it. So it needs, I mean, it's not really set up to race just yet. Still needs a few final touches and adjust the rear end and stuff like that. But it went good, so it went well. 10.2, I was stoked with that. So
that's awesome, man. 1020 aspirated small block. So I mean, they are light cars, but that's an awesome first time out. She's pretty streetable. You can cruise around. She performs. It's not too, doesn't get hot or anything. You can.
No, it's actually awesome. It's really good. It drives about as good as an old car can drive. I mean, it's not like a brand new car, but it drives really well. It's not a pig to drive. It behaves. I mean, for something with such good power, you would think it's not that good, but it behaves on the street and it's good, and it's fully engineered as well. So I mean, the cops leave you alone, and haven't had a drama with none of that. So
that brings us to the end of our first Tuff Streeters interview. So I didn't say that before. This is our first Tuff Streeters interview. So Luke is a lucky one to be the first on camera with us. So we hope you enjoyed it, guys, and we'd like to thank Luke from Pro Street Towing and Transport for coming down today and having a chat to us, and basically supporting Tuff Streeters and our events, and giving us a chop out as well while he's down there. You said your dad's part of the business as well, so
we got we got 2 trucks. I mean, I've got the tilt tray, and my old man's got a 3-car carrier, so he does more interstate stuff. So we focus on cars like these, like nicer sort of stuff. I mean, we'll do anything, but we like to, I mean, we're car people, so everything like this, we tow a lot of cars like this, and it's all taken care of like it's our own car. So we focus on older cars, Tuff Streeters, stuff like that, prestige cars. Like, we take pride in our work, and all fully insured, and we look after it like it's our own, so it's in safe hands. So
it's good to know, guys. You know, everyone that's into the scene has got project cars, has got cars that need towing around. You know, obviously Luke does interstate, but Victoria based, so get around it. Pro Street Towing and Transport. And thanks for joining us today, Luke, and
no worries, anytime.
We look forward to catching up with you at Locked and Loaded. So we'll keep an eye out for Luke, and we look forward to seeing you all there at Locked and Loaded on April 30th, and thanks for joining us. Cheers, Luke.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries.